don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Hey guys, we are back for another video. We're going to get into this situation with Kim Porter and P. Diddy. As you guys know, and I did a video earlier on the situation, Cassie has filed a $30 million lawsuit against Diddy, Sean Combs, brotherlove, whatever he wants to call himself. And she made various allegations with regards to treatment and being art by him and being physically abused, beaten, a whole bunch of other allegations that she alleged in her complaint. But it leads me to one thing: Kim Porter. Kim Porter just never got out of my head. When she passed, although I've never met either one of them, in my spirit, it just said foul play, which is weird because I don't know this lady. But it just reeked. It just didn't seem right. Like, she was healthy. She seemed to be a beautiful person. I know her relationship with him was back and forth, and it was just a lot of allegations surrounding what really happened to Kim Porter. And people suggest that she had been, that P. Diddy has something to do with it. This is all on, if you go look online, it's all over the internet. But what is so astounding, Kimora Lee Simmons issued a cryptic message to Diddy, and fans suggest that Kim Porter, again, that she was murdered, is what they suggested. Um, and a petition, now that I'm just finding this today, that was filed by Cassie. Cassie filed this petition, basically letting us know what type of person Diddy is, which is really odd because that is who I thought he was in the back of my mind. But I mean, no one ever said it. There was one other lady that came out, but she was pretty much dragged and called a liar. But we're going to get into this video because, again, I feel like we don't know what really happened to Kim Porter. So before we get into this video and I pull out these receipts that I have, and this is all speculative information, and we're gonna, have a conversation about it. I do need you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and make sure you are receiving the notifications. So let's jump right into this video. Now, I do have a clip that I'm going to show you, but before I get into that, I need for you to know Kim Porter passed away at the age of 47 years old on November 15th, 2019, and this was at her home. They determined her cause of death was determined to be lumbar pneumonia, and this was determined by the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner and Coroner. She's a mother of three, and she experienced flu-like symptoms days before her passing. Now, despite having traveled to Africa a month prior, the medical examiner report stated she did not have any health complaints at the time she returned from her trip. The reports also noted there was no known history of drug abuse or alcoholism and no signs of trauma. But still, theories are basically saying that Al B. Sure, who is her ex, with whom she shares a son, Quincy, also spoke out with regards to Kim's passing. And Albie Shore also casted doubt in the manner in which she died. So basically, Albie Shore came out and said, "No, no, she was murdered." Um, and now that Cassie has filed her lawsuit. One person that tweeted said, "I believe Cassie and I really want Kim Porter's case reopened. I never believed she died of pneumonia because it was initially ruled a homicide. The coroner found toxins in her system. And while y'all at it, look into Andre Harrell's death. Well, you guys know who Andre Harrell is. That was, well, we're going to just stick to Kim right now. But anyways, let's get into this next video clip that I just rolled up on, which I was like, oh, this is just going to work out perfect. And this is a stranger. I don't know who this lady is in this next video clip, but I think what she has to say, you guys will find extremely interesting. So I have this clip coming up next.
November of 2023. So her death date was November 15th of 2018, but I'm being shown November of 2023. I don't think we're done with this. I feel she's shaking her head yes. Before she stare at me, then she wait, and now she's shaking her head yes. I am being shown that things are being prepared. She is showing me a trumpet. People are standing straight up, and there are people going to speak, not just about what happened to her, about other things. Something is unraveling. For some reason, she's showing me like, was one of her kids, I wonder, in band? Because she's showing me like trumpet marching band type music, which is weird because I don't think that that's her favorite, but I'm being shown that. Somebody is leading the march, leading the way there. That's what it is. Somebody is leading the march, leading the way to uncover this information. And I'm getting 5 months. So I feel, sorry, I keep laughing because she's like, out with it. Toxic metal exposure. Personal, private, handwritten documentation about what was said to her 3 months before she passed, what she witnessed, and the final straw that she couldn't take anymore. And it's not a case of domestic violence. It goes far beyond that and that. So it is domestic violence, but it's far, far beyond that. So she goes in a completely different scope. 5 months. The time is being marked. 5 months. So this is June, July, August, September, October, November. I'm going for November 15th. Or right around there. It's coming out. It will not be, you cannot keep this. She's literally, you cannot stop the truth. And she has like, this is it.
Okay, so you guys heard from the psychic lady, but we're not done just yet. There's also Al B. Shore. Of course, if you don't know who Al B. Shore and Kim Porter were in a relationship at one point, and they do have a son, which is Quincy, which is the same son that Diddy calls his son, but that's not his biological son. Well, Al B. Shore, when Kim passed, Al B. Shore started to speak out and said, no, she was murdered. Well, something very bad happened to Al B. Shore, and he almost died. So let's get into the video clip and hear what Al B. Shore has to say now.
You can't wait to get fixed.
That's right.
Before you get up and win. So what you gotta do is you gotta win wounded.
Oof.
Gotta win wounded. You can't wait for them sorry. You can't wait till the person wants to fix it. You can't wait for the apology. And what they did was wrong. What God allows at times feels so wrong. But we gotta be able to trust his heart when we don't understand his hand. No matter what has been brought in your life by the winds and waves of life, I need for you to get up. I need for you to limp across the finish line. Limp, bleeding, cussing, crying. But I need for you to win wounded. You can't wait.
See, what happened, Al B. Shore began to speak out after Kim had passed away. And he did not agree that she had suddenly passed away. In fact, he believed that Kim had been murdered. He had been in conversations with Kim, and everybody knew that she was doing a tell-all book. Then suddenly, Al B. Shore started speaking out, and then all of a sudden he is on a ventilator and damn near death. Doctors were saying that they thought they would have to place him in hospice, but he was actually supposed to die, but somehow he made it. In that previous clip that I just showed you, Al B. Sure said, "Grand Rising Beloveds. I don't know where to start or if you're truly ready to hear from me yet. You've witnessed only a small portion of my journey. My faith has been shaken, but never shook. And my humble spirit of discernment has taught me the definition of what sacrifice in silence truly means. Just know that we forgive you, but never forget, including all who assisted along the way." So basically, Al B. Sure is scared shitless. I mean, he almost pretty much lost his life just by speaking up. So, Cassie saying that she was afraid of Diddy when we are seeing so many things that's happening to people. Again, Kim Porter was doing a tell-all book, and now that she's gone, the computer is gone, it mysteriously disappeared. Something is not adding up. So in closing, I want to show you this final video clip.
Between those two, physically. But Kim got tired of it and she wasn't taking him.
It seems like he got a lot of regret when it comes to Kim Porter now. That's what it seems to me. He's living with a lot of regret.
Bro, come on, stop the bullshit, man. He got you fooled too, huh? You understand? Kim know all his deepest secrets. You understand? Kim knew why he was using the butt plugs. Kim probably told all that shit in her book. You understand? That up and got missing the day she died. You understand what I'm saying? It was always a
book that they said that Kim Porter was going to release before she died. Do you know anything about this tell-all book?
She was writing her life story. She was writing her life story, and I'm gonna tell you something right now. If she had ever gotten a chance to finish that book and publish it, it would have not been good for the bad boy legacy. Not at all. It couldn't have been. It couldn't have been. What else was she gonna say other than he was a bastard?
Dang.
What else was she gonna say?
Okay, guys, as we wrap this thing on up, we're talking about what really happened to Kim Porter. We heard from the psychic lady, and believe it or not, that video that psychic lady posted was in June of this year. Now, I don't know anything about psychics, but apparently people like them and people use them. The psychic was saying basically that she was in communication with Kim, and she has said that Kim had witnessed something that was very horrible, and she had been a part of something that was, she said it was like, what do I want to say? What's the word I want to say? Domestic violence, but she said it was far worse. She said it was far worse than domestic violence. She said that something was going to happen. And she said 6 months. No, she said 5 months. Remember, this was video that the psychic did was in June. So she gave us a date of November 15th. And when did this happen? Yesterday. So that lady was 1 day off. But what she did state that things are going to start to unravel and people are going to start becoming aware of Diddy and the things that's going on with him. But these are things that we knew about, but we see that people are coming out to support Cassie when it was just a woman about 4 to 5 years ago that came out and said she was beat by Diddy, and nobody even paid her any attention. So the psychic lady felt like she was in communication with Kim, and that Kim was going to I don't know, do something in the spirit. I'm not sure, but it was alluded to something that was going to happen on November 15th. And it seems like Cassie filed this on November the 16th. Then we heard from the guy that said that he was the bodyguard. And what did he say? He said the same thing Cassie has already told us, because Cassie said she was in a domestic violent relationship with him. So we would assume that Kim Porter was in one too. And the bodyguard stated that Kim Porter, in protecting herself, she stabbed him. So that's believable because, I mean, Cassie has already came out and said he was abusive. Then there was another lady that came out and said he was abusive. So, I mean, we believe it, right? I mean, I believe it. Then at the end, we get to listen to Jaguar Wright. Now, I don't really listen to Jaguar Wright at all, but sometimes people just be too much and you just don't listen to them. But what she stated is what people have been saying forever since Kim passed away, that Kim was doing a tell-all book. She was finalizing this book. They state that in Jaguar, in other videos, she state that Kim actually spoke with Diddy the night before she died. And it stated that she allegedly had a conversation with Cassie as well. So think about this. She had everything to go with this tell-all book. When Kim died, it was reported that her house was robbed. Her house was robbed? It's not adding up. Like, she's not a criminal type person, so why would her house be robbed? But then the things that was taken was her computer, and the entire manuscript of the book is nowhere to be found. This doesn't make any sense. Like, who would have benefited from stealing the manuscript that is going to be centered around her life and is going to really talk about Diddy? You guys heard from her what is his name? Now I'm losing my train of thought. I can't remember his name. Kim Porter's son's father. I can't even remember his name. I'm totally losing my train of thought. But you heard, you heard him speak, and basically he had started speaking out after Kim Porter died. He started speaking out, and all of a sudden, this guy was in a coma and dang near fighting for his life. Albie Shore, that's his name. I totally lost my train of thought. And you see Albie Shore, you see him in that hospital bed and pretty much pushing through. But now he doesn't speak much about it. But guys, we got to put this stuff together. Why is all of this stuff happening to all of these people suddenly? Kim's gone. She was perfectly fine. I mean, they said, she just suddenly died. So, I mean, what happened? Like, Albie Shore, something crazy happened to him. So I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'm bringing this up because, again, I've always wondered, and I thought her death was always suspicious to me. I mean, it just was. Y'all let me know what you guys think in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, I'll catch you all in the next video.